It was the year 1932 when the Indian cricket team stepped out on the hallowed turf of Lord's in England for its first test match. Those were the first steps long before the country became a cricket-obsessed nation. The same year was also the first time when Tata Sons patriarch J.R.D. Tata flew the first scheduled Air India flight from Karachi to Mumbai. 21 years later, the airline was nationalized. And now, 68 years after leaving the hangars of Tata, stage set for a grand homecoming for the Maharaja and India's legacy airline, Air India. Government of India has offloaded its stake, which has been picked up by Tata Group with a winning bid of Rs 18,000 crores. A legacy airline that couldn't fly with the times now has a real chance to end turbulence and soar to the skies.
जो बिडर जीते हैं उनको मैं बधाई अर्पित करना चाहता हूं.
The Tata Group will get 100% ownership of Air India and Air India Express. 50% stake in the joint venture Air India SATS involved in ground and cargo handling. Second largest fleet in the country with 144 aircraft. 4,400 domestic and 1,800 international landing and parking spots at domestic airports. 900 slots at international airports. The airline flies to over 173 destinations in India and abroad. Tata Sons will pay Rs 2,700 crore in cash to the government and take over debt worth Rs 15,300 crore. After the deal, the government will be left with Rs 46,262 crore debt and non-core assets including land and building worth Rs 14,718 crores. The complete handover of Air India to the Tata Sons will be around December 2021. There will be no retrenchment in the first year, and Air India employees can be given a voluntary retirement scheme in the second year. After 5 years, Tata Sons can transfer the brand only to an Indian person so that the brand Air India remains Indian in perpetuity. Ratan Tata put out a big banner welcome back Air India message on his Twitter account. He admitted that it will take considerable effort to rebuild Air India. He was optimistic about regaining the reputation of the carrier. The journey started in 1932 when J.R.D. Tata piloted the inaugural flight from Karachi to Mumbai. In 1946, Tata Airlines became a public company and renamed as Air India Limited. Government of India acquired 49% stake in the carrier in 1949 and 4 years later nationalizes Air India in 1953. Government officials controlled the operations for decades, and in 2007, Air India merges with Indian Airlines that operated only on domestic routes. Soon losses were piling up, and in 2007, government approves Rs 30,000 crore bailout plan. With no respite in sight, in 2018, government attempts to sell 76% stake but attracts no bidders. In 2020, government launches second attempt and offers 100% stake in Air India. With the latest purchase, Tata Group is firmly entrenched in the aviation sector. They already own 84% share in AirAsia, which has a market share of 5.2%. A 51% stake in Vistara, which has a market share of 8.3%. Together with Air India's market share of 13.2%, Tatas could be in control of 26.7% domestic market share and will be the second biggest player after Indigo. The challenge is steep and Tatas are expected to run into rough weather. Air India currently loses almost Rs 20 crore per day. The taxpayers have already put in over 110,000 crores in Air India since 2009. Clearly, the new owners need a lot of patience, money, and action plan to restore the lost glory of India's grand old Maharaja.